But once this disease took hold, things changed. It's like someone took a sponge and soaked all the color out of our lives. I just want us to be whole again. I want us to be free. The mayor's voice took on a note of steely determination, and I won't stop trying until it happens. Van Damme nodded in agreement. Huh? Wait a second, I didn't nod. Why are you... Look, if we can be of any help, said Van Damme, just ask. Now hold on, I did not just say that. Silence, cried Weiss. The Grimoire looked from Van Damme to the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence. Grimoire Weiss's face is always confident, thank you very much. Now see here, Mayor, you told us that nothing can exist in this dream without your knowing of it. But yet you seem surprised to see us when we first arrived, yes? The mayor slowly raised his head, realization dawning on his face. Oh my god, he said, you're right. I had no idea you were coming. The human imagination is a limitless engine, said Weiss, and dreams are the fuel. If you can imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we shall search it out. Thank you, said the mayor. I don't know how I can repay you. Payment is not required. We are as eager as you to be done with this place. The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like. Good luck, you two, he called the departing forms of Van Damme and Weiss. We're all counting on you. As Van Damme slowly faded into the misty forest, the mayor was struck by a sense of déjà vu. I saw this man once before, he thought. But where? Van Damme's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when the beauty of the place was still a new thing, he had been confident they could get in, find the exit, and be home in time for dinner. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction. The moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist his ankle. More than once he'd been forced to steady himself on the rough bark of the tree, and his hands now left small trails of blood on everything he touched. Additionally, Weiss was proving to be a particularly poor traveling companion. Unhindered by either terrain or physical effort, he spent most of his time urging Van Damme to pick up the pace and grumbling about their slow progress. Finally, after Weiss muttered something about legless turtles being more adept at navigating the environment, Van Damme snapped. You know what, Weiss? He cried, go to hell, we're stopping. I need to rest for a few minutes before I throw up. Van Damme leaned against a tree and tried to stretch the knots from his back. How can this stupid forest be so goddamn big, he muttered to himself. The moment of words tumbled from his mouth. A cacophony of insects sprang to life. As if infuriated by his lack of respect, every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared out with a volume that rattled his teeth. Van Damme slapped his hands over his ears and screamed to be heard. Weiss, what the hell is going on? Van Damme could hear Weiss's mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting in a tornado. The insects screamed, the forest howled, and then just as Van Damme's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, Van Damme removed the hand from his left ear and listened to the creatures of the woods. Zhree, 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 zhree. Shuck, shuck, shuck. Chee, chee. Woo, 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 woo. This is so sad. Shik, 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 shik. As the insect symphony dimmed another decibel, Van Damme began to detect patterns in the sound. This isn't a random thought. It's not just white noise, it's something else. The insects weren't just calling out, they were asking a question. 1 with it suffers, 2 with it is ideal, 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? But by my page, is this a riddle? I guess so. This kind of thing happens a lot in dreams, right? Maybe it is the key to getting out of this place. Then I leave it to you to answer. 1 with it suffers, 2 with it is ideal, 3 with it is dangerous. Huh. What is it? 1 with it suffers. Okay, is the answer a secret? A woman? It's gotta be a secret. It's gotta be a secret. Unless it's a bunch of Mormons. I don't know. Okay, anyway. Inwardly furious that Weiss left the task to him, Van Damme sighed and gave the only answer that made sense. It's a secret. Right? The sound of the insects stopped as suddenly as it had began. The forest undergrowth parted before Van Damme like a rippling wave opening a new path. The forest arthropods are making a road for us, said Weiss with glee. Pleased at passing the test, Van Damme moved on with new intensity. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on a path, their journey had a purpose. I guess the forest has accepted us, huh? Said Van Damme after a bit. Weiss spun around to face his companion. Do not mistake the will of this forest for some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads. As Weiss finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring, smiling. Van Damme picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. Good heavens, said Weiss. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface of the water, a musical note rang out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the spring, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. I enter through the window, but I break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Oh, that's easy. That's sunlight. Absurdly easy. Now I answer it. Van Damme grit his teeth and tried not to reach out and strangle his companion. He's right after all. This one's pretty easy. Sunlight! A plume of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight filtered through the trees and reflected off the plume, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. In all my years, said Weiss softly, I have never seen such a sight. Perhaps I have misunderstood the intentions of this place. Hey, look, cried Van Damme, awaking Weiss from his daze. There's a house or something over there. Glancing in the direction of his friend's extended hand, Weiss saw a small cottage nestled among the trees. That's weird, isn't it, Weiss? I mean, who would build a house all the way out here? Van Damme walked over and pounded on the door. After a minute of solid banging, the door cracked open and a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist. Began Van Damme. But before he could get any further, the cloaked man held a hand up and began speaking. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but I end the night with 3. What am I? Van Damme tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing there, but he simply repeated the question. If we wish to engage this man in conversation, said Weiss, it seems we must answer his riddle. Yeah, I suppose, said Van Damme. Well, at least it's an easy one. Let's see, 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but I end the night with 3. I don't think it's a man. 4 legs in the morning, 2 at noon. The night with 3. Huh. Well, it's not an easy one for me, apparently. Four legs. I don't get it. 4 legs. Huh. I really do not know. I really do not know. Oh boy. An angel? As the words were spoken, Van Damme found himself covered in a snow of perfect white feathers. A warm, gentle feeling ran up his spine as a creature of unimaginable beauty shimmered into existence. Van Damme found himself unable to hold back tears as the voice... excuse me. As the being's voice rang out. You are incorrect. Please make another choice. Okay, I guess you can't be wrong, and I don't get this. Demon? As soon as the words were spoken, the forest began to swirl around them. Leaves browned and fell from trees, branches withered and died, and the tall green grass shriveled into dark curls of ash. A massive demon suddenly appeared before Van Damme and unleashed a tremendous roar. Wrong, now try again. Okay. Guess it's a man. I don't get this one though. The mist dissolved from the cloaked figure as he spoke a single word. Correct. With that, the man flung his garments aside, revealing his true identity. You're the mayor, cried Van Damme. The man slowly shook his head. I am not the mayor you know, now listen to my words. Long ago I saw a version of you that was not yourself. You saw what? I'm sorry, I don't understand a thing you just said. It will make sense in time. At present, I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the death dream. Now you must go to the man at the forest entrance. With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. As Van Damme watched, mist seeped from the ground and enveloped the cottage, erasing it from existence. When Van Damme and Weiss returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught sight of the duo, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them. Good gravy, he cried. You made it. You actually made it back. His left hand grasped Van Damme's and pumped it so fiercely it threatened to dislodge from the socket, while his right seized Weiss by the cover and swung him through the air. God, by the heavens, stop shaking me, you fool. We have not even told you if we were successful or not. The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. I'm just happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Van Damme withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake with a slight smile. We broke the death dream seal, he said. At least I think we did. The mayor's face beamed as Van Damme filled him in on the details. When the tale was done, the three of them laid down on the forest ground and fell asleep. Wait a second. That's crazy. Why would we just lay down and go to sleep? This is one hell of a story. Cease your endless prattle and go to sleep, fool. Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself. Van Damme and the mayor obediently reclined atop the grassy earth. Have you forgotten, continued Weiss? It is the words that control Death Dream, words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then to sleep we shall. And once we do, the story will continue. With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, with their breath slowing. This is the first time, began the mayor, the first time I have felt tired since I was imprisoned here. His words were cut off by a loud, long yawn. He remembered nothing more. They might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, things had slightly more real qualities to them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener. It was clear that they had awakened from their dream. Van Damme shook the mayor's shoulder gently. Good news, he said. We made it. Oh wow, said the mayor in an awed voice. We did. I'm back. He blinked once, twice, as though not quite believing the sight before him. You two have no idea how much this means. The death dream had started to spread through our village, and I wanted to... Well, I thought I could figure out how to stop it. I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and become trapped in my own dream. The mayor started to stand, then collapsed back to the earth. He stared at his legs as if he was trying to remember how they worked. Then glanced at Van Damme and shrugged. Without a word, the fighter reached down and pulled the mayor to his feet. Real life may take some getting used to. A wry smile crossed the mayor's lips. You shall relearn in short order, I am sure, said Weiss. For now, you should return to your home and rest. No, said the mayor, swaying on the unsteady feet. No, I can't. Some of the villagers are still trapped in a death dream. I have to save them. The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the center of the village, then bowed his head and swayed silently. This is a holy tree, he explained. When the prayer was finished, it's the guardian of our village's history and memories. Superstition will only make our mission harder, he muttered. Muttered Weiss. We should not put our faith in the gods. The mayor shook his head. Not the gods, the words. Legend says that our tree is home to a powerful magic known as the sealed verse. Van Damme and Weiss could not contain their surprise. It seemed the gold had been found in the most unexpected of places. "I say," muttered Weiss, "this is certainly a stroke of luck." As the three of them said their goodbyes, Van Damme mentioned the strange man who had been given them the third riddle, and mysterious words he had left with them with. "I saw a version of you that was not yourself," muttered the mayor. "What in the world?" Lost in thought, he stared into space for a long moment. "You know," he said softly, "this is going to sound weird, but I had a feeling I'd seen you before, too." Van Damme tried to keep a straight face and failed, but the mayor didn't seem to notice. "Deja vu, right? Anyway, I figure it's just some kind of illusion created by the death dream. It probably doesn't mean anything." Van Damme gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. There's something wrong about the mayor and his words. I wish I understood what the hell was going on here. The riddle would prove to be the most difficult one of all. "Oh, thank you so much. Now I can finally return to my normal life. This is one of the most bizarre diseases I have ever encountered." "I know, that's why I have to help the other villagers no matter what." That was crazy. Summon magical spikes from the ground to impale enemies. That was crazy, like turned into like a text-based RPG. For a sealed verse, it didn't take much effort. Yes, all a touch too easy if you ask me. It's almost as if someone was guiding us to this village. You think too much, Weiss. Huh, that was really interesting.